Good morning, folks. Well, finally the day has arrived. It's still early morning here in Bellville, Cape Town, and we will be leaving within a couple of minutes on our trip to Botswana. Now, the planning for this trip has started roughly a year ago, with the planning, the booking and all the preparation work, and finally the morning has arrived for our exciting trip to Botswana. Today we will be traveling here from Cape Town to a guest house called Elsa's at 27 in Bridgetown. So we'll be heading out on the N1, and at Three Sisters we will be turning left on the N12 to Bridgetown. We hope to have a safe journey, and I'll keep you posted as we go along the trip. Okay folks, we've arrived safely here in Bridgetown at this place here behind me called Elsa's at 27. We'll be sleeping over here tonight, and then tomorrow from here we will go forth on our way to Zeerust. Good morning folks. Today will be our second leg of our journey on way to Botswana. Today we will be traveling here from Bridgetown to Zeerust. Two things that's important when you stay over. The one is a good bed and a good warm shower, and we had both here. So we're happy to continue, and we again hope for a safe journey. Traveling time roughly 5.5 hours from here, so we'll see you on the road again. Okay, hello again folks. Right, we are making good progress. We have just arrived here at Zeerust at Goede Hoop guest house. There are a number of units here, as you can see right around here. Number of units. We are in number 9. It's been a good day on the road. Just a warning, if people travel up the N12 between Bridgetown and the next town, that is a very bad section of the road, lots of potholes, and so you've got to dodge your way between them. Otherwise, tomorrow morning we'll be parting here and heading to the border, and that is when the exciting part of the trip will start. I'm a little bit worried about the border crossing. Apparently they're really full of nonsense, but once we get there, let's hope it goes well, and then into Botswana for the first time in our lives. We're looking really forward to that. See you on the road again. Cheers. Okay folks, we are arriving here on the South African side of the border called Kopfontein. Remember, it's our very first time going to Botswana, so everything is sort of new to us. Okay folks, so far so good. It was quite a breeze. They simply just stamped our passports, and then we just had to declare our serial numbers of our laptop and cameras and stuff like that. Well folks, you can't believe it. We have just entered Botswana. A bit of admin paperwork. We paid 530 pula for a multi-entry permit for the vehicles, because we're going to the Caprivi and come back into Botswana again. They just stopped us at the last gate to put our shoes into foot and mouth, like a pool of fluid to disinfect it, and they didn't even open the car at all to inspect anything. So we're on our way. So what a relief. This has been quite a breeze going through there now. Okay, I think just an update as promised, especially to you first timers as well. At Gaborone we found a nice big shopping center, and we did some grocery shopping there, and then I drew some cash from a teller machine. And please take note, if you use a Capitec card, your transaction fees will be 70 Rand per transaction, compared to an Absa card which will be 100 Rand per transaction. So therefore it's common sense that you don't draw small amounts. So I drew 2,500 pula, and cost therefore was just 70 Rand. Then after that we found a cell phone shop or a cellular shop, and we got a SIM card there. All you need is your passport, and they will basically do everything for you. Register it on your phone, get it work, etc. Once you walk out there, your phone will be on the air and working. Of course, you will have Wi-Fi at many of the lodges or camping areas where you will be going, but irrespective, we just wanted the backup card to be used in case of emergency along the road or other places where we don't have access to free Wi-Fi. So, as you can see, we're on a fairly main road on our way to Khama Rhino Sanctuary, where we will be sleeping over for the next 2 nights. I've got site number 6, which is all by itself. There's no road that goes through it or past it, so it's very nice and private here. So the tent is up, and we're going to inspect the ablution facilities. I just want to mention, rather important, from the entrance, the road up to here is a very sandy road, and you will most certainly have to use 4x4 to get through here. I haven't deflated my tires yet, that wasn't necessary, but most certainly I will do it before we go on a day trip tomorrow. Lovely sight, it's beautiful here. The evening is like very quiet, sort of feels like a summer evening. But yeah, we're excited. This is actually where the real holiday starts, being in the bush. And I may mention that here is about 240 bird species. Rather fascinating. So there's a bird hide as well, and we will go and inspect and have a look tomorrow. Looking forward to it. But first of all, after a long day's drive, we're gonna have a nice peaceful sleep here. Okay. It has taken us 3 days to get here at Khama Rhino Sanctuary. But today actually feels like the first day of our bush holiday. Yes, like I've said before, it's the first time for us going to Botswana, and we are looking forward to an exciting and adventurous trip. Especially to you as first timers, as I've mentioned before, I want to share with you some information as we go along. If you turn off the tar road, you will immediately be met by a heavy sandy road. So there's no question about it. And 4x4 is essential when you come here. We are fortunate to arrive at the site number 6, and it was absolutely clean when we got here. No papers, nothing, not even a cap of a beer bottle. And that is the way that it should be left when you go away from here. It is just plain simple etiquette. Okay, so today we're going to do a drive here in the sanctuary, if I can call it that, viewing rhinoceros, and apparently there is about 240 bird species, which we will try and see as much of that as we will be going to the bird hide. It's very quiet out here. We had a lovely night's rest, and I've already deflated the tires for the sandy roads. We are on our way to the Baines, and hopefully we will see some rhinoceros today. This is what this place is known for. I would like to share something with you as a first timer in the bush. When you drive on these kinds of roads, people, please take it slowly. You have to be courteous to other road users. Secondly, you're just simply going to scare the animals along the roadside. They're going to flee with nothing left to be seen. Also, you may run the risk of damaging your vehicle. And another point is that you're just going to damage the road. Now I have a saying, be kind to nature and nature will be kind to you. So keep this in mind, let it be some food for thought, and just drive carefully when you're on these kind of roads in the bush. We have just returned to the picnic site and had something to eat, coffee and so on. And now the lady at the gate, we've asked her where the rhino is, and the only reply we got is in the bush. How many do they have here? Apparently there are 10 rhino here, but it's quite a big area, so it may not be so easy to find them. So it's not a matter of finding Nemo, it's a matter of finding a rhino. So let's hope we've got some more luck this time. There's a lot of rhino dung all over the show. There's an impala in front, another one. Of interest is the fact that we also see some springbok here, which I didn't expect to find so far north. Even in the Kruger National Park you don't find any springbok. However, here we've got both of them. Well, we've seen some blue wildebeest, some giraffe. This morning lots of rhino dung, not yet the rhinos. So round number 2. We just spoke to one of the tour guides, and he said there's about 50 white rhinos in the park and only 10 black rhinos, but apparently they are hiding amongst the bushes because there's a little bit of a cold wind blowing and it's warmer for them between the bushes. But in the afternoon he reckons they will come here to the pan and we may have a better chance of seeing them then. Nevertheless, we're gonna take another tour here through the park, and who knows, maybe, just maybe, we're still lucky to see them. And here we have a friendly young giraffe. Well, our second drive didn't deliver anything else, so now we're going to make a turn at the restaurant and just inspect and see what it's all about. Seems like we're going to be the only people here. Hello folks, okay, it's time to reflect. So this morning we went out for a drive. Now there's like a big pan in the middle and most of the roads go around the pan. So we did go around and we saw different buck, giraffe, springbok, impala, blue wildebeest and various birds also. There's really some beautiful birds in this area, but the rhinos, nothing. So after the first outing we went to the picnic area. Now the picnic area is really nice. There's about 8 tables and chairs. I think there's about 4 built up rice, and then very interesting, which is quite amazing, they have or are busy building ablution facilities there with toilets and showers. 2 showers on the men's side, 2 showers on the women's side. Now that it's a bit unreal. Why will they build showers for a picnic site? First time ever that I've seen something like this. It just shows you they're going beyond what is required. But fantastic, they're still busy building there. The water is there. They just need to put in the electric cable. So then after we had some samis and coffee there, we decided, okay, let's do another circle, and we went around the pan for the second time, but basically we saw sort of the same animals that we saw the first time. Still no rhinos. So we spoke to the lady at the gate and to one of the rangers inside, and there's apparently about 50 white rhino here and 10 black rhino, but they've evaded us so far. So we are now here back at the tent. We are having a siesta. We just had some sandwiches and some coffee and so on, and some nice soup. And a little bit later this afternoon we'll go out for another drive. They said to us that it's most likely in the afternoon, roughly 2 o'clock onwards, that we may find the rhinos in the pan. Okay folks, we are on our third attempt to see rhinos. We just stopped at the shop at the reception and we bought a bag of mopani wood for 34 pula, and I also bought a St. Louis beer. I don't know who St. Louis was, but I'll say cheers to him. And a can of beer was 17 pula. 17 or 14? 24. Oh, sorry. 24 pula for a can of beer. We are at the pan again, and in the distance we have some zebra. We have taken a road less travelled, hoping that we might see something along here, but we don't know. Beautiful zebra. Now which way do we ought to go? Shall we go left or right? Left? Let's go left here. Hiding? I have no idea. Well, finally it paid off. Unfortunately, it's we're looking towards the western sun now, but there in the middle is one single rhino lying there on the ground. And here we have a couple of birds. Please note this is not a woodpecker. So I'm buying some steak and hamburger patties. We will have the steak tonight, and then tomorrow, either on the road or tomorrow evening, we're gonna have the patties. Morning folks. After a good night's sleep, we woke up to a rather misty morning. Now it's our last morning here, and we are packing up, and we'll be leaving shortly on our way to Rakop's River Lodge, roughly 360 kilometers from here. Again, as we've never been here, the roads are unfamiliar to us, so we don't really know what to expect. Something interesting I want to show you. This tree here, all the sides have this kind of a tree. This is called a manketi tree, and pay specific attention to what the trunk looks like. In Afrikaans they call it spikkelhout, if I must use a direct translation to English, it will probably something like Frecklewood or something like that. Anyway, as you see, we're busy packing up. We are going to finish packing up, leave the trailer here, and then we're going to have another go at the rhinos at the pan, come back, hook the trailer, and then we'll be on our way. We are now entering Gaborone. The road, the A14, has been a pretty good tar road. There are a few patches with some potholes, but besides that, a very good road. Now there is a super spa here, and we will go in there and do our shopping for the next 3 days. And with a bang, we have arrived here at the Rockhops River Lot. Of importance is to note that the tar road, especially the last section, at certain places is really in a bad state as far as potholes are concerned. But at last we are safely here. We have just pitched our tent, and this is just a quick overnight. Because tomorrow we will move onwards to Baines. So there's no braai today, but at least we will be sharing a nice gin and tonic. Okay, I will show a little video of the site. So it's very much in the bush here. Another thing of importance here is the fact that some ads are a little bit misleading. We were under the impression that there is power at each campsite, which is not the case. Power is only available at the ablution facilities. Right, from this angle you can see there's a washing line here, fancy, and then we have a tap here, so there's water on the site. And so there we are set up with the camp, the vehicle, and then there's like a mini boma here with the braai facility in the middle, and there's also a braai far end, and yeah, some tables and chairs where you can sit and kuier. Good morning, folks. We woke up to a little bit of a windy morning, and last night for the first time we heard the call of a jackal. So today we're on our way to Baines, a fairly short drive. Right, we've just turned off the main road into a little place called Khama, and this is where I want to inquire whether we can take a shortcut here through the pan, so that we basically end up where you will find the entrance to Baines. If we can do that, it means I can cut out a 100-kilometer section of road. Well, folks, here we have an interesting situation. We wanted to take a shortcut through here, but first you have to cross the river here. And on our arrival here, we were informed that that cruise on the other side sort of went off the ferry. He sort of misjudged him with the ferry, and he's off with his wheels on the one side hanging there. And it doesn't seem like as if the people's got any plan of getting the thing off there. So waiting for them to clear, we've got no idea. Things here work according to Africa time. So we're just viewing here for a short while, and we've got no option, but now we will have to go the long way around to Baines. But so the cost of the ferry to cross the Boteti River there was 350 pula one way. So if one compares that with driving the round trip for 100 kilometers, then it is obviously much cheaper to drive around than use the ferry across the shortcut. Interesting how they waited